Hello, my name is Patricia Baranowski-Schneider. Today I want to talk about social media and human connection. What will social media and human connection do next? What predictions do you have for social media's future? As Twitter has nearly died a million times, it's no surprise that there has been speculation about TikTok being banned. What direction do you see social media taking now? It's a DNA feature of humans that they'll converse with other people until they're no more humans. We must communicate with each other immediately. It's the wiring of both our minds and souls. To remind everyone, AOL Instant Messenger was the preferred instant messaging service for us old kiddies in this room before the term social media ever existed. What makes a difference? Prior to that, people had pen pals. Before then, individuals actually climbed a mountain and used smoke signals to communicate with one another. Likewise, carving in caves. We're out of causes, primarily political and set unrest. Social media is hot right now. In our current state, we're denouncing it in the same manner that demonizing rappers, rock and roll, the Beatles, the Elders, other groups, but this is not the real problem. It's not human flexing, posturing, hitting, like flirting with each other, genuinely enjoying debate or conversation, having a hot take on who's the favorite wrestler or football player. That'll always happen. If every social network was banned, if the concept of social network were banned tomorrow, everyone would go into bulletin boards or would text each other if that was even still allowed. This is my prediction for social networks. At some point along the way, the term will evolve, and there'll be some technology that'll enable us to live in a new world, whether it's an Alexa skill or a VR infrastructure based on clear contact lenses in 20 years. And it'll happen regardless of what tool you try to take away from people. Social networks will eventually feel like writing letters, and people who are 19 today, when they're 84, will say things like, "Oh, these kids, I remember my day. It was just simple pictures and videos on Instagram. Now they're living in these eggshells 24 hours a day." Something will come along, just like social media and the internet came along, that'll be even better, quicker, faster, easier, and more native for us to communicate with each other. To me, this is simply the result of human evolution. Because individuals become more scarce as they age and become older, which is not always the case, people tend to become more romantic about the past and more conservative in their ideas. As a result, this has been present for many centuries, and people always credit me for the foresight. I think most of the people listening will comprehend. I can still see the headlines Miley Cyrus received for her Wrecking Ball performance at the VMAs 7 or 8 years ago. Yep, I distinctly recall debating, discussing, and sharing that we would see that performance in 10 years in the same way that we would have viewed Madonna's wedding gown and Elvis. And sure enough, it didn't take that long. The simplest 16-year-old girl performing on TikTok is already far more sexified than Miley's performance, in my opinion. Therefore, everyone's currently twerking on TikTok. I believe that this is just a repeat of past events. More than anything else on earth, many people believe in the Constitution, America, and freedom. I think we need to be very careful when demonizing the platforms because, as society, they'll actually allow us to go down a slippery slope of things that people don't want to happen. And in many people's words, when it comes to social media, they're looking for heavy levels of censorship, everything that dictators and fascists like. They're unaware that suppressing one thing inevitably results in censoring everything, and I find it fascinating that hundreds of millions of Americans are currently experiencing such emotional instability that everyone believes their point of view to be correct. The world we live in is undoubtedly interesting. People now express themselves in countless more ways than they ever have, and if you disagree with them, there are consequences, not only monetary, but boycotts, protests, etc. It's a precious slope, but also a crazy roller coaster ride. I have 34 years experience in either PR and marketing fields, so if I could ever be of help, I'm just a phone call away. 516-473-4052. You can find out more about me on my website, pbaronowski.com. Take care.